Jack's hottest sandwich is back. Head to Jack in the Box for Jack's Blazing Chicken Sandwich. By Toyota, #1 in MPG, durability, and resale value. Toyota, let's go places. And by DraftKings.com. Play daily fantasy baseball for free on DraftKings.com with the official daily fantasy partner of Major League Baseball. Enter promo code ORANGE for free entry.
Well, here we are back at Coors Field, and it is dry as we speak. Our game time weather is presented by the Santa Cruz Beach Boardwalk. Get to the beach. The admission-free boardwalk is now open daily. 52 degrees here at the yard. Winds are light, humidity at 75%, and we have a little chance of rain. Here's the Giants lineup. They come in with a record of 25-18. It'll be Aoki, Panik, and Posey. Belt, the cleanup hitter, then Brandon Crawford. And you can see the 31 RBIs. Yeah. Followed by Blanco, Maxwell, and McGee, and then Petit.
On the hill tonight for these Colorado Rockies is going to be the right-hander David Hale. Hale, 6'2", 210-pounder, in his second year at the big league level. He's 27 years of age. Came up to the big leagues with the Atlanta Braves organization. This is what he did in Albuquerque. 6 starts, he's 0-3 with a 6.33 ERA. 54 base runners allowed in 27 innings. And 24 strikeouts against 14 walks. So for David Hale, he's going to try and get the Rockies in the win column here tonight. Let's take a look at the defense playing behind David Hale. Starting in the Rockies outfield from left to right, it'll be Barnes, Blackman, and Gonzalez, the best arm in right field with Gonzalez. Descalso and Arenado on the left side of the infield with Tulowitzki getting the second game off. LeMahieu and Paulson on the right side of the infield. And Michael McHenry will be in the squad putting down the signs.
So the Giants winning the first 2 games in this series, and they've had to score some runs to do it. And each 9th inning has been very exciting. Here's our Geico quote. It's from Ernie Banks, the late great Ernie Banks. It's a great day for a ball game. Let's play 2. And we're fine with that.
Yes, we are. The best guys I ever met right there.
They did say it, one particular second game of a doubleheader at Wrigley, he fainted at first.
Oh, they were playing Houston, in Houston against the Colt 45s. And he lasted 3 innings in the first game, and he was gone. That's before they had the Astrodome.
Here's Nori Aoki. And the first pitch is a called strike. So we get started at 9:07 here in Denver. And Aoki slaps it foul. 52 degrees. Aoki did not play in the first game. It was Gregor Blanco in left field. Wide to Aoki with Panik, and then Posey. Wide again. It's 2-2.
I see a lot of fastball changeup combinations from David Hale. He will cut, he will sink the fastball, and he likes that changeup a lot, especially the left-handers. Got a curveball and a slider. He'll also feature. See more of those to righties.
And he stays alive. See, Paul Noward, he was the one hit on the hand with the line drive in the game yesterday. Hickox, Estabrook, and Patillo.
And Paul Noward's a great strike zone if you're on the mound. I mean, he's got a big zone that's very steady. He'll give corners on both sides of the plate.
Big chopper to Descalso. And Descalso has to hurry, and he does, and he throws out Aoki. So here's Joe Panik. Had 3 hits in game 1. Buster Posey to follow. Hale to the plate. And a call strike.
And there's an example of the width that you'll get off the plate away to lefties. It's pretty much the same thing on the other side of the plate.
His hand bandaged from the line drive he took off the bat of Brandon Belt.
That ball that came off the bat head of Brandon Belt last night, 108 miles an hour, and it hit him right on the back of the hand. And he hung in there as long as he could. He had to leave the game.
Panic dribbler to third for Arenado. 2 outs. And here's Buster Posey. Buster did not play in game 1. He's hitting .311 with 7 home runs, 24 driven in. Right now trying to get on for Brandon Belt. Buster wraps it foul. So that's at 9:10. Buster Posey takes his first swing of the day.
Well, do you feel like he got like an off day because he didn't play the first game?
Absolutely. He did do a whole lot of cheerleading.
Well, if you're not in that starting lineup, that's what you become.
That's what you have to do. The 1-1 to Posey. Look out off the backstop. 1-2. This was Snowert getting hit with the line drive. Watch, he tried to get out of the way. He just couldn't.
It's ruled a base hit, but runners can't advance. Buster Posey at second base, he had to go back. Ball's dead when an umpire is in front of the middle infielders. If he'd have been in the outfield grass and it would have hit him, then it would have been a live ball. But I'm impressed that Paul Nauert is back there tonight, given the bruise that he took off that line drive.
2-2 to Posey. And Buster stays alive. So he lets this one foul. The ball tried to stay in the second deck, but it didn't. Three and two. Buster softly to Descalzo, and that'll end the inning. Yasmena Petit coming out. The first inning, and the lineup that'll be facing Yasmero Petit, it'll be Blackman, LeMahieu, who's got good numbers against Petit, followed by Gonzalez, Arenado, and Ben Paulson. Michael McKendry. McKendry's going to hit in the 6th slot. Then it's Barnes, Descalzo, and David Hale.
On the hill tonight for the Giants will be Yasmero Petit. 14th time that he's come in. All 13 appearances that he has had prior to this start have been out of the bullpen, which makes this his first start. 1-0 with a 3.27 ERA. 25 base runners allowed in 22 innings, 15 strikeouts against 6 walks. 3-1 lifetime against these Rockies. When you take your bat against Petit, you're going to see high-ease fastball, but with excellent command of both sides of the plate. He will sink and he will cut the fastball. Nice little straight down slider. It's his best breaking ball. He also throws a changeup.
So here's Charlie Blackman hitting at 273. And he looks at a pitch high and wide. 1 ball and no strikes.
Missed by much.
Blackman 3 for 14 with a couple of doubles against Petit. And that's pulled on the ground foul. It sounded like a broken bat. Hit a home run in game 1.
A little fastball location mistake out over the middle and did this. And for Blackman, that was home run number 6.
So a new lumber for Blackman. McGee even with the bag at 3rd. And the 1-1 to Blackman. Just off the plate. 2 balls and 1 strike.
Petit, 6'1", 250. He's 30 years old. He's in his 5th year at the big league level. And he is Mr. Everything down there in that Giants bullpen. He can long relief, spot start, middle relief, situation, close.
Swung and hit well. Blanco back, and Blanco's going to put it away.
Let's take a look at the defense out there behind Yasmero Petit. Starting in the Giants outfield from left to right, it'll be Aoki, Blanco, and Maxwell. Maxwell with the best arm. Crawford and McGee on the left side of the infield, Panic, and Bell on the right side, and Buster Posey. He'll be in the squad putting down the signs.
Here's LeMahieu. LeMahieu. 5 for 13, a couple of doubles and a home run off of Petit. Takes a strike.
Slight shift in closing up the right center field gap. They give LeMahieu the line in left field. Really bunch him towards the middle.
Backs him up a bit. 1 ball and 1 strike. On deck is Carlos Gonzalez. No Tulowitzki in the 2nd game. Two and 1 on the pitch in the dirt.
Everything out of the stretch for Petit. Very compact motion. And it's the quick arm action that he has that is so deceptive. The ball gets on you quick. I mean, you see 88, you're not impressed with the velocity, but it seems a lot faster in the batter's box.
2 and 2.
See how compact, loads that back leg, just a little short leg lift. Hips are cocked and then unloads, and he can repeat that motion just about every time.
Little pop up near the bag at 2nd for Crawford. LeMahieu retired, and that'll bring up Gonzalez.
Petit, it's really rare to see him not have great control of his stuff. And that's because of how compact his motion is. He's got great mechanics.
Gonzalez sitting at 204, 4 home runs, 13 runs batted in. 2 for 5 in his lifetime at bats against Petit. Swing and a miss, 0-1.
Good changeup. So in one pitch, Petit just established the changeup to Gonzalez, and that'll be on his mind the rest of the game.
McGee quite a ways off the line at third. Crawford shading Gonzalez to pull. Bouncing ball up the middle and a base hit. So Gonzalez with a base hit, and here's Arenado. So Arenado steps up, hitting at 260. First pitch strike, and it's 0-1. Gonzalez with the 2-out hit. He's at first. Check swing, 0-2.
Well, when it left the bat right there, I'm thinking that could be a thing.
Yeah.
Check swing, base hit. Look out to the grass area here at Coors Field. It just feels like it's Central Park. It's so big.
And the 0-2 to Arenado, and it hit him. Arenado gets hit on the hand. And that'll bring up Ben Paulson.
Now there's some immediate big-time concern here for the Rockies, and the way that he's trying to shake this off. I can see why. 2-strike pitcher trying to go in on his hands, and it just tails right into him. And it is an area that you really hold your breath when you see a guy get hit. Saw it happen to Belt not too long ago.
Kershaw hit Belt in the back of the hand on Thursday.
It may have gotten a little more wrist. Can't tell. Well, that's a good sign right there. If it's broken, you can't do that normally. Did you hate to take off your bat and glove?
You never know what you're going to see, especially if it feels a little warm in there. So just like that, after 2 outs, we've seen a lot of this in this series. 2 outs, nobody on, and all of a sudden something's going on. So here's Ben Paulson hitting at 467. Big swing and a miss by Paulson, and it's 0-1.
Deep goes right at him. They set that target on the inside corner. He had a long home run to center field in that first game. As you mentioned, it was a swing of the bat that impressed everybody. I think it impressed Paulson.
On the ground. Panic. Side retired. 2 stranded. Second inning coming up. 0-0.
Rockies Barry Zito on the hill. Giants are coming out of Arizona. They lost their first 3 games, and Barry Zito stopped the slide. Complete game shutout. 4-hitter, no walks, 4 strikeouts on 114 pitches. Final score: Giants 7, Rockies nothing. That is our AT&T U-verse rewind, and the Giants would go on to win the World Series.
Here's Belt. It'll be Belt, Crawford, and Blanco. Overshift is on for Belt, and he wraps this one foul at home plate. Belt hitting .320, 4 home runs, 18 driven in, 2 for 5 in game 1. That pitch high to even the count.
David Hill, pitcher, went to Princeton.
High again, 2 balls and 1 strike.
So now I know there are 2 Princeton Tigers, at least 2 in the big leagues. David Hill and William Venable.
Right at Polson.
Chris Young go to Princeton? He's an Ivy Leaguer.
I think he is. Here's Crawford.
Pretty good baseball program.
Crawford at .303, 6 home runs, 31 driven in. Well, he had some big 2-out base hits with runners in scoring position in that first game. He takes low.
Well, when you're hot, you don't want to come out of a ball game. And here he is in game 2 of this doubleheader. But that ball is going to be looking like a volleyball to him right now.
Pops this one back and out of play.
Well, time for our Togo's big play, the Togo's way, and this is the 2-strike, 2-out swing of the bat for Brandon Crawford. A triple, knocked in a pair, 2 of his 3 RBIs in game 1. And the Giants need every one of those runs, as it turned out. And that's our Togo's big play the Togo's way.
Both nights. Giants scored 4 runs in the top of the 9th last night to make it a laugher. And then in the bottom of the 9th, nobody was laughing.
No, they were not.
2-2 pitch to Crawford. Crawford pops it up. McKendry has got a beat on it, but this is going to be about 8 rows back. Well, somebody had Crawford playing right.
Oh, yeah, but they're sitting behind home plate in this 5th row.
Yep. Crawford hammers one into the gap. Blackman's not going to get it. It bounces high up against the wall, and Crawford's got the first hit for the Giants, and it's a double. He is feasting on that high fastball.
And he's not missing it.
He's not.
Looked like a little slider that of the no dot caliber just kind of hung up there. They had him played a bit over towards the left center field gap, opened up the right center field gap, and he split the upright. Just a jog into second. A location mistake from David Hell, and Crawford made him pay.
Here's Blanco hitting .259. And he takes wide, 1 ball and no strikes. Tap foul, 1 ball and 1 strike. Justin Maxwell is on deck. Crawford with his lead. On the ground to second for LeMahieu. Crawford moves to third, 2 outs.
Well, for all you collectors out there, check out the online auction that includes game-used memorabilia from the 2014 ring ceremony game. Bid on game-used jerseys, special bases, player locker tags, keyboards that hung on the wall, and much, much more. For more information or to submit your bid, go to sfgiants.com/champions auction. Auction ends May 24th at 8 p.m. Again, that's sfgiants.com/champions auction. Brought his glove.
Here's Maxwell, and he takes low. Maxwell, 3 home runs, 16 runs batted in, hitting at .238. And an overshift on for Maxwell. He had a hanger and he fouls it back.
That wound up being a pretty good pitch. They set the target away and it wound up being that inside corner. Couldn't quite get the bat head on it. Definitely not where Hell wanted to throw it. And that's not the first pitch he's hung this inning. Think back to the double by Crawford.
A lot of play, 1 and 2. In the dirt. Here comes Crawford. He's going to score. How about that play? And the Giants lead 1-0.
Wow. You talk about a great jump. And Michael McKendry is an outstanding blocker. Let's make this our forward right choice just because of The great instinct shown by Crawford. Watch him on the left side of your screen. And there he goes. Ball spits away. There's no way that Hale can cover first in time, and Michael McKinley can't get back. But the instinct and the step there, that's what made the play. And that's a Ford right choice.
2-2 to Maxwell. Swing and a miss. He struck him out to end the inning. Giants on the board. Double by Crawford, and then he scores on a wild pitch. Just flat out, heads up, base running. 1-0 Giants. Warriors post-game coverage is airing right now on Comcast Sportsnet Plus, which can be found on Comcast channels 104, 780, DirecTV 696-1, and AT&T channel 771. If you can't find Comcast Sportsnet Plus, log on to csnbarrier.com or call your local cable provider. Here's Michael McKinley. Strike.
Oh, that's a knee-high paint outside corner with a little four-seam fastball. And that's what Petit does. I mean, he doesn't make many mistakes in the heart of the plate. When you see something go at you in the heart of the plate, it's usually a first pitch challenge. After that, he starts shaving corners.
Got him.
Like that.
Took it back for McKinley. Here's Brandon Barnes. Dave will be coming in the third inning. I'll head over to the radio side. I'll be back in the seventh. So here's Barnes. With Descalzo to follow. First pitch pop-up. Panic. 2 outs. He doesn't show much panic. He really doesn't.
He does not.
He's a very quiet defender. It's hard to be a quiet defender when your last name is Panic.
I guess you're absolutely right. Never thought of that.
I mean, if you're wanting to, if you're shortstop, right, and you need some help, right, you start yelling, "Panic, panic, panic." You got the whole infield starting to get concerned.
I would step off the mound. I would stop what I was doing.
to left. Aoki, side retired. A 1-2-3 inning for Yasmero Petit. Dave Fleming will be in. I'll see you back here in the 7th. 1-0 Giants.
Mustache night at the ballpark. First 40,000 fans will receive an orange foam mustache courtesy of Lyft. So get your tickets at sfgiants.com/tickets. We're in the top of the 3rd inning. It's 1-0 Giants, and here again is Dave Fleming.
Hi, Mike. Good to see you again.
Oh, yeah. Welcome back.
I didn't have anybody to talk to over that. I was talking to myself and an audience of however many out there about Brandon Crawford, who continues to just do great things.
Continues to have an all-star first half.
Yeah.
And he should start getting big-time votes coming in for the play that he has exhibited since the start of this season. He has been phenomenal with the glove, with the bat. He's been an all-star.
First at bat of the day for Casey McGee. And he hits a chopper to short. 1 out. Daniel Descalso, the Bay Area native, throws him out. Well, the Giants with Panic and Belt and Crawford and Blanco all playing both games, starting and playing both games. But half of their position players should be totally fresh. Yasmero Petit will bat. He's never been a real good hitter. Let's just say that. And he didn't get one there.
So I have to ask you a question.
Yes.
Kipe and I are having a discussion.
Okay.
And that David Hill is from Princeton.
Yeah.
William Venable from Princeton.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking Chris Young was from Princeton.
Yeah.
Is there anybody that we're missing from Princeton?
Of current big leaguers?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Still, that's pretty good representation.
Really good. That's a good program in the Ivy League. I was having the same discussion with myself over there. And those are the 3 that I came up with. Two down, bases empty for Aoki. And he takes ball 1. I'm going to use a little something called the internet and see if I can look up and see if there are any other guys.
I think that's a good idea. I hadn't thought of that.
Aoki to first. Now I got 2 minutes to look it up. Ross Ollendorf.
Nice. Good pull.
Dan Peterson in the truck. He's like an aerospace engineer.
Toyota is brought to you by Cresco. Need a tool? We got that. Need instruction? We got that too.
Well, Dave Fleming, Mike Krukow back here in Denver as we go to the last of the third. And it's the pitcher, Mr. Princeton himself, David Hale, taking strike one from Yusmeiro Petit. One for 21.
Well, that's not really a threat.
No, I think not.
But if you look at that swing, that's not a 1 for 21 swing.
No.
I mean, if I'm pitching against that, I have to respect that, especially if there's men on base.
That ball hit past Petit towards second. Panic rather throws out David Hale. One out. So far so good for Petit.
Well, I mean, he's as advertised, and you really come to take this guy for granted because he's so consistent with what he throws and how he throws it, where he throws it. The guy can pitch. I really would think a guy like Yusmeiro Petit, when he's done playing, would stay in the game and teach pitching because he's got a lot to offer.
Strike one to Charlie Blackmon. A friend of mine texted me. We're talking about these Princeton baseball alums. Mo Berg, the catcher, who was a spy. He was a Princeton guy. Long big league career, and then was a spy for the United States, what, in World War II? This one is hit past Crawford. Blackmon has a one-out single. Wasn't a story about Mo Berg? He could speak all these different languages, read like 10 newspapers a day. Cool guy.
It's your average Princeton guy.
Yeah, sure. Well, DJ LeMahieu comes up with one out and a base runner.
I can cuss in 3 languages.
You can.
Yes.
That's a Cal Poly guy.
Easy. Don't be messing with the Harvard of the West.
No. Princeton of the West.
You know, I was going to say that would be Stanford, but I'd have to fight you. I know how this goes down.
You know, Petit's got those laces on his glove that are extra long. We were just talking with Ed Montague about that the other day. Get that thing hang down. LeMahieu goes to bunt and pops it up. Posey quickly out of the crouch for out number 2. That's a gift.
Well, it's a gift for one reason. You know, it's early in the game, and LeMahieu has power. I mean, he hit a home run in the last game, and you know, when a guy who has power says, I'm going to try and bunt, or actually it was game 1 of the series, hit a home run off George Contos, but you know, he's doing you a favor. And this is not the kind of ballpark to drop down a bunt early in the ball game, in a 1-run game, if you have power.
Ball 1 to Carlos Gonzalez. You give up outs in this park anyway, whether it's with a bunt that fails or even sacrifice bunts here, but you make outs on the bases. Those hurt. You just cannot give away outs as offensive as this park is. That's why it always confused me when Clint Hurdle was the manager. There goes Blackmon. Foul ball off the bat of Gonzalez. The Rockies would lead the league in sacrifice bunts year after year when Hurdle was the man. I always thought that just didn't make a lot of sense. Now they did have some good teams and won some games, but Tulo and Cargo and Garrett Atkins and all these other big. Todd Helton was still swinging the bat. And all these big sluggers were crushing the ball, scoring all these runs, and they led the league in sacrifice bunts.
Well, I agree with you, but I mean, Hurdle got him to the World Series. But this ballpark, I mean, that's one thing that Don Baylor, when he was the first manager the Rockies ever had.
Blackmon runs again, and another foul off the bat of Gonzalez.
One thing about Yusmeiro Petit is he is not quick out of the stretch, and he will afford you a big jump if you're a base runner. Charlie Blackmon had 2 of the biggest jumps we've seen all year.
Yeah.
If those balls are not fouled off, Buster Posey's not even going to make a throw. But Don Baylor said in this ballpark you never give away sacrifices, and it wasn't until Clint Hurdle took over that we started to see him. This place is just too live. And you don't have to be a 3rd, 4th, or 5th place hitter with power to hit one out of here.
1-2. That ball is hit hard, and Belt knocks it down. He finds it right by his cleat, and that's the inning. So 1 hit, a hard hit out. Petit exhales. 1-0 Giants.
Taking on the Rockies here in Colorado. 100 pins. A 2-run homer off Chad Bettis in the first inning. Estimated 476 feet. Giants would go on and win that ball game 5-3. That's our T-Mobile game changer.
So that one was estimated to be longer than the Belt home run last night.
By 1 foot.
Way longer. Yeah, you got to stay loose. Been a long day for Giants fans. Good day. This is game 2 of the doubleheader. 4th inning, and the 2, 3, 4 hitters coming up. Panic takes ball 1 from Hale. Panic 0 for 1 in this one. You see that batting average, though, back up over 300. Had a nice afternoon. Hits that one high and deep to right field. Gonzalez at the wall, and it's off the wall. And then it takes a kick back past Gonzalez, but Panic will stop at second. Leadoff double.
I thought for a second he might have gotten one.
The only thing that made me think he didn't was Gonzalez was going back, and I didn't know if he was trying to deke everybody or what.
It just does not take much to this side of the field. And this one about 3/4 of the way up the wall. Good pitch to hit. Back spins it right out. I mean, he's got a little semi-trot going. And it's like, uh-oh. He'll settle for 2.
He probably wouldn't have made a difference. I don't think he was going to get a triple out of it. We'll see if the Giants can turn that leadoff double into a run. Posey, strike 1.
A couple of guys from Georgia going at each other.
One from Marietta, one from Leesburg. Posey pops that one up. Blackman for the first out. Maybe a couple high school valedictorians. Wasn't Posey the valedictorian of his high school?
I don't remember that. I know that he graduated with honors from Florida State, finance major, I believe. Bright guy. I think you may be right.
Yeah, just saying.
We're throwing her out there. We're
yeah.
just assuming that if Hale's going to go to Princeton, he'd be the valedictorian.
Could well be. Belt. A swing and a miss on the 91-mile-an-hour fastball.
Were you the valedictorian?
I was not.
Neither was I.
I was elected to give the speech the day before graduation for my graduating high school class. Belt crushes one to center, but Blackman's there. 2 down.
Another bullet off the Belt bat.
It made sense. You made it work. That was a heck of a save.
It's a doubleheader. I was getting delirious.
Off the Belt bat. I like that.
Okay. That's it.
I gave my little graduation speech in Mr. Rogers' costume.
Really?
I went for the laughs.
Before you put the tennis shoes on or after?
I did that. I went to the podium and I changed shoes. That was part of the whole gag.
Nice.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, can't you just feel everybody falling over laughing? Here's Crawford, who's been just so red hot. Good changeup from Hale.
Well, the table's set for him. Another RBI opportunity. And it does not seem like he misses many opportunities these days when runners are in scoring position.
And these 2 out spots. Matt Chisholm tells us the last 15 runs the Giants have scored have come with 2 outs.
Well, they had 10 alone in game 1 of this doubleheader. And there's the stat you're talking about with 2 outs, 10 for 19, with 2 outs in runner scoring position, 6 for 18. And the 10 runs they scored in the first game of this doubleheader with 2 outs. First time they've done that since 2004 when they did it against the Expos in game 2 of a doubleheader. But a lot of those 2 out at bats were 2 strike at bats as well.
Crawford's both were, right? In the first game.
Now, right now, if you make a location mistake to Crawford, he's just making you pay.
Crawford to center and kind of a little bloop. Blackman has time to get there. So not this time. Okay, he's not perfect. Middle of the 4th, 1-0 Giants.
To Thursday, Giants taking on the Dodgers. Madison Bumgarner steps in against Clayton Kershaw and does this. It broke up a scoreless game, put 1 run on the board. It is the 7th home run of Bumgarner's career. And that is our solar company electrifying play of the week.
It counts. That was a good one.
Yeah, that was good. He said he didn't get all of it either.
Oh, really? Here's Nolan Arenado, and I'm glad he wasn't hurt when he got hit by a pitch his first time up. He was in pain, that's for sure. As cold as it is, 45 degrees at game time.
Well, you don't want to ever get hit in the hands, but when it's cold, it's always worse.
Yeah. Knocked in a run in the 9th inning of game 1 with a hit. It's out pretty well to center and carrying well to Blanco. This is what we were talking about, Arenado in the very first inning tonight against Petit.
2-strike count, trying to go inside, and it just got up and hits right. I think it may have got a piece of both hands. It may have hit the top or the wrist of the left on the left arm, and then carried into his fingers on the right hand.
It hurt.
You want to play up here? You have to be tough.
Yeah.
I'm talking like a Walgreens steak. Tough.
I didn't know they even had those.
They used to. They were tough.
Ben Paulson hits one deep, but look how foul that is. Well, he had the gloves on. He made the catch. He'll be shaking his hands like Arenado for the next 2 innings.
Hey, you got a foul ball though.
1-1 is high. Have the Krucos gotten any foul balls today?
No, not today. They got one last night though. I'm pretty excited about it. It will put a smile on your face, guaranteed, every time. Light up a section of the ballpark. I mean, football, well, you probably, they put the net up when balls get kicked through the field goal for the goalpost, and not everybody gets a ball. Every once in a while one will go up there and they get to keep it, but what, 2-3 times a game maybe if you're lucky.
Yeah.
You know, it's like 60 balls go into the stands here every night. Basketball, they throw them back. Nobody gets to keep a basketball that gets winged up in the stands. You get to keep the hockey pucks, but then again, that's what, 2 times, 3 times a game, maybe. What I love that about baseball is there's foul balls are cool.
My maybe 10-year-old birthday party, we went to an Orioles game, and my buddy sitting right next to me caught a foul ball. Eddie Murray hit it.
See?
Then we went home the next day. We're playing catch with it. He threw it down the storm sewer.
It's all right though.
Which wasn't as cool, but it was fun to catch it. 3-2 in the dirt. Paulson takes the walk. Petit doesn't look real thrilled with himself. So far so good with the pitch count, and that's where I think Petit can really help Bruce Bochy here tonight. Bochy was saying 75-80 pitches thereabouts for Petit, however many innings he could get because of that, and with the caveat that if you have a real high-stress inning, maybe that changes the calculus.
I think that helps Petit, though, knowing that he doesn't have bullets to waste. He's very aggressive.
Here's McHenry, the catcher, who struck out in the second. Ball 1.
First year the Dodgers were in Los Angeles, 1958. Went to a ball game. I was 7 years old. Dodgers were playing the Cardinals. Stan Musial foul went straight behind home plate. My dad, who was 6'3", reached up with his big old bear paws, snagged it out of the air, just casually handed it to me. Oh my word, that was the greatest thing that ever happened to me.
Yeah, that's a good one. Stan the man.
Next day, we were in the street playing baseball, and 2 days later that ball was wrapped up with electrical tape. And he no longer had the distinction of saying that it was a big league baseball. But hey, a ball was a ball.
Yeah, you had to use it. That was our theory.
Yeah.
This is better than any that we have. And then it rolled down the drain. McHenry to center field, and that's going to get down. Paulson around second. He'll stop. Quick release from Blanco to get it back in. But 2 on, 1 out for Colorado. Brandon Barnes comes up. Chance for the Rockies to tie the game or more. Barnes in left field. 5 for 7 as a big leaguer. That's pretty good. Petit would like to get a ground ball. Strike 1.
Cutter perfectly placed outside corner. Quick 0-1. You know, he could get a ground ball. I mean, he's more of a fly ball strikeout guy. I think his best bet to get a ground ball is with a slider. Doesn't get big sink with his sinker.
The 0-1. Barnes shows a bunt. Took that breaking ball in the dirt.
Well, the Giants were giving it.
Yeah.
Playing Casey McGee back, normal third base positioning. This is a different Colorado Rocky team than we're used to seeing. Just in home run production, they just don't hit that many for a Rockies team.
Here's the 1-1. Barnes, good breaking ball. Strike 2 swinging.
That is a good hard slider, and that's the pitch we're talking about. That is his best bet to get a ball hit on the ground. The slider is not flat because of his release. He's a short arm throw, but he gets a real nice 12-6 break on that pitch. In fact, that looked like a curveball. Go right back down there again.
See if they do. The 1-2, and Barnes lines a base hit left center field. He tried it, just didn't put it in the same spot. Aoki hesitated, and Barnes, hustling all the way, is into second safe. And he's pumped up. The Rockies have tied the game.
Comes back with another breaking ball. Not a bad location. Nice job of going down and beating a pretty good pitch. And right here, this little hesitation from Aoki, who saw third base. As soon as his body angled towards third, Barnes took off from first. That's a heads-up play. That's what he keyed on. Into his belly, and he got kicked in the back of the head.
He might have gotten cut. So now Descalso, as the Rockies have a real good chance here to go ahead. Second and third, 1 out. Ball 1 inside.
Here's you really go after the strike zone and pick the corners on it. You got a pitcher hitting on deck. Walk this guy, it doesn't mean a thing, and it sets you up for force.
McGee in on the corner. The middle infielders are back. A ground ball to short or second is going to get a run home, and that will do it. Panic. Good play to throw out Descalso, but McHenry comes in to score.
Good at bat right there. Talked about Barnes when he got kicked in the head. The helmet comes off, and you can see the spike of Joe Panic with his left foot coming right down on the back of his head.
Ouch. He is a hustler, Brandon Barnes.
He absolutely is.
So now the pitcher, Hale, 0 for 1. Petit trying to limit the damage here. This is outside.
50 pitches now for Petit.
It's not been as sharp here in the fourth.
I think this might even be a take a strike situation now for David Hale.
There's one. Good pitch, fastball right at the knees.
It happens so quickly here. How teams can just blow up an inning.
Strike two, friendly call for Petit.
That was generous.
The 2-2 on the ground to first. Belt will handle it. But the Rockies get two and go ahead through four. 2-1 Colorado.
Cisco tradition.
Well, Andrew McCutchen and the Pirates coming to AT&T Park on this next homestand, and a couple of those games, three-game series, June 1st and 2nd, both night games. There are dynamic deals in place. Tickets starting as low as $8. sfgiants.com/dynamic deal. Great chance to see the Pirates. Good team. Definitely a playoff contending team. Cold, clear night now in Denver. It's nice that we can see the moon because we haven't been able to see it for a lot of this series with the overcast and the rain. Gregor Blanco takes strike one from David Hale here in the fifth. Giants are now playing from behind. We have not said that much during their 8-game win streak.
No, we have not.
They have such a good front-running team. Score early and hold on to the lead. It's a good formula.
So David Hale trying to have a shutdown inning. And I always thought that the leadoff hitter in an inning, every inning, it's always an important inning, but especially when you're David Hale trying to protect a lead your team just gave you. Your team has scored. They're feeling good about themselves offensively. You throw a 1-2-3 inning or a quick inning in there, and shut down, throw a zero up there, and get them right back in the dugout. That's what good things can happen. It happened for the Giants last night.
Blanco, that was a pitch to hit, but he popped it up.
And that was one of the best innings that Chris Heston had today.
Yeah.
It was a shutdown inning after the Giants had scored some runs. He got them right back in the dugout. They went out there and had another big inning. So a big out there for Hale.
Blanco gone. Here's Maxwell. I thought it was weird. You guys showed Paul Nauert with the hand wrap, and we're glad he's on the field. He is the home plate umpire for this game 2 of the doubleheader. He had left last night's game, got hit by that line drive from Belt. Maxwell, strike 1. And I asked the Rockies, they sent somebody down there to go ask and see, okay, what happened? Did he break his hand? Is he okay? And Paul Nauert said, I declined to give any information.
I've never heard that before.
It's like, what?
It's like, yo, Paul, we care about you.
I won't be disclosing any of that at this time. No comment.
Okay.
He's a barrel of laughs, Paul Nauert.
But I'm impressed that he's in there tonight.
Me too. I'm glad he's back out there. Foul ball off Maxwell. Justin's batting average at .236. Has those 3 home runs and 16 runs batted in. He helped hold down the fort while Pence was out.
Well, he had a flatter swing earlier. And now he's got a little bit of an uppercut. That back shoulder's collapsing.
Well, you can see it right there.
And this is something we first saw him in spring training. He went through it where he was really dropping that back shoulder, and he was having a hard time with the pitch belt high and above. They worked all spring to change that swing, and by the last 8 days of spring, he was on fire, and he brought it into the season. But you go through periods of inactivity, which he has gone through since Pence has come back, and it's very difficult to find a swing, get confident with it. So he's kind of right in that mode right now. He needs some success. When you're playing every day, you know you're going to get playing time. You could play with your swing. You could make adjustments easier.
Maxwell, base hit against the shift, and he hit that one hard.
And you cannot tell me that he was not trying to go to the right side of second base. And I think that is going to be key for him to get that flatness back in his swing. Utilize the right side of the field. Got a nice pitch to do something with. A location mistake from Hale up. You see the whole infield stacked up on the left side and simply hits away from it. Nice at that.
So that's a 1-out hit in front of Casey McGee. See if Maxwell has any ideas about taking off, or if Bruce Bochy maybe thinks about putting him in motion at some point. McGee, ground ball past the reach of the shortstop. Hit it too hard. Maxwell to second.
Well, it sets up a bunt situation with 1 out here for Petit. And he's not the best bunter.
That's one way to put it. He has not had much practice doing it, not much experience doing it, at least in these last few years. He did get one down in September of last year. It's a spot where you can really help yourself out, though.
Oh, no question. And they're not going to let him swing away simply because they don't want him to hit possibly into a double play here. Doesn't have any speed, so bunt.
Yeah, he'll bunt the whole way, even if it gets to 2 strikes. Good bunt. Really good bunt. Arenado knows he has time to throw him out, but that was well done.
That was perfect. Runners at first and second. That bunt should go on the third base side of the infield. And he does it on the first pitch, which I've always felt adds to the momentum of an inning. Bat on the top of the strike zone. And that's not an easy one to bunt either. The high fastball up top, that's the one you're taught to throw. It's the easiest to pop up. So nice job, Yusmeiro Petit.
Hey, maybe he's gotten better at it.
That bit.
The opera singing vendor is here tonight.
I think it's very cool.
We always get questions. What is that in the background? I can hear something in your microphones. He's a vendor. and he's an opera singer. Aoki, foul ball, strike one.
There he is. And he is popular here.
Yeah.
And for years it was a vendor that used to sell peanuts in Dodger Stadium. It was unbelievable. How about the guy in Scottsdale during batting practice that sells lemonade? Then he goes into the Diamondbacks stadium. He sells it all summer long.
Lemonade, just like Grandma made.
That's the guy.
Ball one to Aoki.
And I think vendors over the years, we have crazy legs and selling kettle corn and cattle corn rather. Excuse me. At AT&T.
Been a long day for the vendors.
It's been a long day for the broadcasters.
Wherever. Foul ball for strike two.
But if you have a little shtick as a vendor, I think it adds to the sale. In minor leagues, we had one guy that was in Jackson, Mississippi, used to say, "Love for bread, pound of meat, all the mustard you can eat. Get your red hots." Selling hot dogs. It was all game. It was hysterical.
It's a pretty good memory by you.
Well, we echoed the bus ride home. Everybody was doing it.
1-2. Aoki, hard hit ball into right field. That's another 2-out hit for the Giants. Maxwell in. Here comes McGee, and he's safe. And he took a shot from McHenry. Hopefully he's okay. The run has scored. It's 3-2 Giants. Man, that looked a little scary.
And how many outs were there?
2 outs.
That seems to be the theme today. So Aoki coming up big. High leg kick, gets that foot down, rifles it through the right side, and one of the best assist arms in the game coming over, and he's accurate. Wow. Looked like the helmet and the mask. No, it was his elbow that hit the chin of Casey McGee, and you're right. And they're going to appeal this play.
Yeah, and he missed home plate perhaps with that front foot with the slide. I think that's what the question is, because the front foot was definitely there before the tag, but was it on home plate? Our replay review presented by Xfinity. So for the moment, that third run, that go-ahead run, is in doubt. I mean, you can see why Nauert called him safe, because that front lead leg was coming across home plate well before the tag of the catcher.
Henry diving in with his helmet.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, if that front foot doesn't touch home plate, was the glove on the knee before that back leg got the plate? Yeah.
He's out.
He is out. And this replay crew back in New York, which has done a great job today. They've gotten everything right, and they've done it quickly. And unfortunately for the Giants, they get it right there. So McGee took a shot, and he's out. The call overturned. The Giants take the 2-out hit to tie the game, though, 2-2. Well, it's been wet in Denver, but we're playing a second game of the day, and the Giants and the Rockies now tied at 2. Petit to Blackmon, who's the leadoff hitter. Just misses ball 1 to start the bottom of the 5th.
So Petit trying to pitch a shutdown inning here. David Hale could not do it.
Giants got 1 to tie. Good off-speed pitch there. Changeup from Petit. Doesn't throw that pitch a ton, but that was a real good one.
Well, that's when it's most effective, when you can throw it in the fastball count.
I think the Giants would be thrilled if Petit got him through this inning. This is the 3rd time for the order against Petit, who is making his first start of the year. He's been pitching out of the bullpen, and it looked like maybe the stuff dropped off just a little bit, or the sharpness a little bit in the 4th inning. So we'll see against the top of the order. That one is popped up. Panic and Crawford come together, but it's Panic who wants it. 1 away.
Well, he really set that up beautifully by establishing the outside part of the strike zone in this at bat. And a 2-1 count comes right in on his hands and exploded him. Big first out.
Yep.
See where the ball makes contact with Blackmon's bat. I mean, it's way up off the sweet spot towards the label.
LeMahieu has popped out twice, once on a bunt attempt. Petit missed outside. And we had a play at the plate and a review and a call overturned. The Giants looked like they had gone ahead 3-2, and they had Aoki in scoring position after his run scoring hit. But they got the call right all day long, the first game and tonight. I'm assuming it's the same replay crew back in New York.
It's the quickest we've seen.
By far.
Ever.
By far. And they've gotten it right, and they've done it in a hurry, and it's just awesome. Makes the system seem like it's totally working.
I would like to see the names of the crews that are in New York.
We'd be heaping praise on them right now.
Yeah, we absolutely would. But it's weird how they don't do that. Now, umpires during the course of a 6-month season, they will get 4 weeks of vacation. And then they get that 5th week where they and the other members of the crew will be in New York. And there's 2 crews that are in New York at the same time.
I do think that at the beginning of every week they release the names of the umpires who are there. But then they don't tell you who is specifically assigned to which games all week. Up the middle, found a hole. 1-out single for LeMahieu.
And they'll rotate as to who's in the seat. And he's the guy that makes the final call. Now the other guys will give opinion and whatnot, but that one guy is the guy that has to make the call. It was great following the 2015 World Series. They had a special day, and they talked about the umpires. It really showed all facets of their day, getting ready to go to the ballpark in their locker, in their little clubhouse, and then it showed the guys back in New York who were working the replay. Fascinating. We learned a lot of things that we didn't know about what the umpires did in New York.
And they weren't all just sitting back drinking coffee and reading comic books. They were actually paying attention to the games and working.
But it was the intensity to get it right,
yeah,
which was so cool.
That's what I mean. I think when it first started, there was this stereotype, well, they're just in an office in New York, they're half paying attention, and that's not the case at all. Carlos Gonzalez 1 for 2. Foul ball, strike 2.
Umpires used to do all 162. They didn't get days off. It was considered your off season were your days off.
Which is kind of crazy when you think about it, because I mean, look, all of us, we work every game. We work almost every day of the summer, but half of those games are at our homes. We have the umpires, every game is a road game for them. So you're out of a suitcase in a hotel for just about every night of the year. And that they need time off. They need it.
Last pitch just a little bit low. See how far off the plate away that Posey was sitting up with the 0-2 count. I mean, that's not a bad pitch.
No.
Posey will take that.
It's kind of a funny look. Noward was staring at Posey as he tried to frame it. No, I'm not buying it that time. You mentioned earlier in the broadcast how Petit is not real fast to home plate. So guys who can steal bases, they look for chances to run against him. That one very high, not close.
Now Petit can be fast. Just has to make a conscious effort to do it. You have to do it now with LeMahieu. I mean, he's a base stealer. You have to make sure he's stopped. Takes him a while to get going. He's a tall guy.
2-2. Struck him out swinging. He got him to chase. 2 down. Petit's second strikeout of the night.
And on load time, 1.34 seconds. And goes a little slider in the dirt. Really trying to bounce it on the home plate. Let's see if he hits it on home plate. Just a little beyond. May have caught the back edge. Oh, this will tell the story here.
Just a couple inches behind the plate.
Perfect pitch.
So 2 outs, that runner still at first for Nolan Arenado. Kind of amazing to look at the Rockies' base stealing numbers. Arenado to left center field. Blanco with time to get there. Aoki cuts in front of him and catches it. Wow. Well, Aoki wanted that one apparently. Petit will take it. Somebody held on. On to the 6th, 2-2.
Giants beat the Astros in Houston 5-2. It was the first season of the Astrodome, and in that game, Jim Rayhart hit a fly ball to center field that resulted in an inside-the-park home run. When Jim win, the center fielder lost the ball in the glare of the Astrodome's clear roof. The next day, the roof was painted over, and that's your McDonald's True Stories.
I love that photo. What a talented guy he was, Jim Rayhart. Joe Panik will lead off here in the 6th for the Giants in this tie game.
Jim Ray was one one of the nicest guys I've ever met. He could lay out some line drives. Wow.
You can see that picture, how strong he was. His hands, wrists, forearms.
He kind of had a laugh like John Lee Hooker, too. He's just a great guy to tell a story to. Good audience. He'd kind of go, He was great. It was how it went.
One and two to Panic. Foul ball.
You think about the team that came to San Francisco and all the characters that made the Bay Area fall in love with Giants baseball.
Yeah.
I mean, and you get a chance to meet them all. I mean, everybody talks about Mays, McCovey, and Cepeda, and Marichal, and Perry. You should. They're Hall of Famers. But, you know, the Davenports and the Jim Ray Harts and the Tom Howlers and Stu Millers and Chuck Hillers and Jose Pagans.
Felipe.
Yeah, and Matty Alou, Jesus Alou. Just great guys. Hank Sauer. Wow.
Panic on the ground to first. Paulson will dish to Hale, one away. Then you kind of had that next wave, and Jim Ray Hart was a part of that. And the Giants, even players that the Giants traded away, didn't stick with the Giants. The Maddoxes, the Matthews, the George Fosters. It's incredible how much talent was coming up through the Giants in those still fairly early years of the San Francisco Giants.
And then they had two great storytellers, Russ Hodges and Lon Simmons.
Indeed. Posey takes a fastball for a strike.
It's great to get Lon talking about those days, because back in the day, the broadcasters were making more money than the ball players. So oftentimes after the game, the hotel bar would be the broadcasters paying for the beers.
Those were the days, Mike.
I have no problem going back to those days.
Yes.
Had the good fortune of being in the Cubs organization with Jack Hyatt was a coach.
Buster kind of flares one out into right center field. There is pure Posey hitting. That was a good pitch.
And we've seen him do that a lot during this hot streak and during this hitting streak, which now has been extended. The lower body plants. Now, he doesn't have a lot of drive and power coming out of his lower body, but he's in position to use his hands. And I bet we've seen him do this a half a dozen times during this hitting streak. And that is just barreled. It's just squared up. Now, from David Hale's perspective, he made a great pitch to take his lower body out. That's what your job is as a pitcher.
Not many guys who can do that consistently like Buster can.
But the time I got to spend around Jack Hyatt, who I think is the greatest storyteller I've ever listened to, he's just, and all his stories were about those Giants teams. And the one thing that just jumped off of the theme of all of his stories was how these guys felt about each other. I mean, they were a team. And they looked out for one another. They cared for one another, even when they were out of baseball. And, you know, in all points, east, west, north, south, they still stayed in touch. And you see it when they come back together with reunions and whatnot. Heartwarming. Fantastic.
That is a special thing. Foul ball from Belt in a 2-0 count. Chance for Brandon to do some damage here. A couple pals.
And it's up to these guys to, carry the torch. And boy, have they ever these last 5 years especially.
And I agree with you. There's a tradition with that uniform, with this franchise, that needs to be upheld. Belt hits it hard, but to Gonzalez, 2 down.
Well, even his outs are hard right now. I mean, he's barreling everything.
The Rockies are thinking there's never been a better hitter than Brandon Belt. He has just stung the ball. But I would think, it's a different era where players come and go a little more frequently than they used to. Used to have a little more cohesiveness with the roster, but 3 championships, that's going to bind these guys together forever.
Oh, they'll never be forgotten. Are you kidding?
That one gets away from the catcher, and Posey will advance into scoring position. So here we go. 2 outs, runner in scoring position. Crawford's got him just where he wants him.
You saw a little bit when they brought the 1989 team back. Let's take a look at this wild pitch first. Circle changeup. And Michael McHenry, a good ball blocker, does everything right. And the ball took a bounce hit off the heel of his glove, but it wasn't for lack of effort from McHenry. He's a good blocker.
Strike 1 to Crawford.
But when the 89 team came back and celebrated their 25th anniversary, it was just fun to be around them, to see, they just didn't want to leave the room. They wanted to be around each other. And when these teams come back for their 10th and 20th, 25th anniversary, it'll be the same thing.
Think about all the anniversaries Mario Alioto is going to have to put together. Well, you get 3 championships in 5 years, so anytime the year ends with a 0, a 2, or a 4, we're getting people together. Look at that, 16 runs in a row for the Giants that have scored with 2 outs. Crawford trying to do it again, but just like Belt, right to Gonzalez. 1 hit, 2 line outs, no runs, mid-6, 2-2 game.
Area is brought to you by Heffernan Insurance Brokers. Insurance and financial services for you and your business. Visit hefins.com and by Xfinity, home of the most live sports.
2-2 the score, bottom of the 6th. The Giants trying to sweep a doubleheader. They already won earlier today, 10-8. And this game tied. If the Giants were to win this one, Giants would have a 9-game win streak, which they have not had since 2004. So that's a long while, even in all the World Series winning years. Yusmeiro Petit has given the Giants, I think, just about everything they could have asked for. Did allow the 2 runs in the 4th, but he's pitched through 5 and he's still in the game. 68 pitches thrown. Ball 1 to Paulson on a fastball up. Ben Paulson, we've seen his power in this series. He has walked and scored a run in this game, but he hit a home run earlier this afternoon against Heston. Foul ball, strike 1. This is the home run we were talking about from earlier this afternoon.
just taking on the deep part of the yard. I'm showing everybody here that he's got center field power.
Out into the little mini national park out there. They got trees, they got rock formations, they got a running river.
I think that area, as it's grown, has become very cool, and the ivy is now starting to fill in on the batter's eye. It's gorgeous out there. It makes you think, like, hey, I'm in the Rocky Mountains. They didn't make many mistakes in this place. This is a great yard.
It is. It's a good place. 20 years old.
That's hard to believe. It really is.
What they say, third oldest park in the National League now?
Third oldest park to Dodger Stadium and Wrigley Field, the only two older ballparks in the National League. That's amazing.
Yeah. This one has really held up well. On the ground, the second, kind of a tough hop, but Panic knocks it down, and then he throws out Paulson.
All right, let's watch a guy with good hands, how he reacts when a ball comes off his glove. Separate the hands, go down. Yeah, he knows he has time to go down and scoop it back up with his hands in his glove. The ball really got hit hard. So because of that, he knew he had time once he did not come up with it cleanly. But nevertheless, nice play.
McHenry, a shot into center field on the first pitch.
One thing we've come to know about Michael McHenry is he likes the middle of the field. There's a lot of balls back up the middle between the gaps. Second hit of the night, both have gone up the middle.
His nickname? Fort
McHenry.
Yeah, he's got to pay close attention every national anthem. That's part of his job. Isn't that where Francis Scott Key wrote the Star Spangled Banner at Fort McHenry?
Bob's bursting in air.
There's your American history lesson for the night. Even if he stands on top of the base, he will be looking up at Brandon Belt. Rockies do have some bullpen activity. We're getting toward the bottom part of the order. This is Barnes, the 8th place hitter, on deck. So Walt Weiss is getting ready in case he needs to use a pinch hitter, and that's Rafael Betancourt.
Well, the Giants are starting to have a little activity in their pen as well. Some moving around.
Both teams in this game, too, Mike, have weapons on the bench because resting some of the top players who played earlier this afternoon. I mean, the Giants have Pence, they have Pagan, they have Susac, they have Duffy available on the bench. Rockies have Tulowitzki. There's a strike called. He's got the gloves on.
One of those weapons you're talking about.
Good fastball on the corner.
It's an interesting pitch because remember the last at bat that Barnes had, it was a 2-strike pitch that Petit threw a little slider in the outside corner at the knees. It was not a hanger. It was on the outside corner. Barnes went out there and beat it, and he leaned out there.
So maybe you have some vulnerability inside.
Buster's going back outside again.
Well, they got him to Chase, and he grounds one to Belt. There's one. Crawford not in time.
It's too much speed from Barnes. But in a tie ball game, if you can get that lead out at second base, I mean that's a good play.
Big.
Just a little slap to the right side, going with the location of the pitch, which was down and away. And not even the strong arm of Brandon Crawford enough to get the back in it, but Barnes just runs too well. He didn't have a lot of backswing to get unwound from, as he was just sort of poking at that outside location.
You know, I always thought for years when Adrian Gonzalez was with the Padres, he was the best throwing first baseman. Yeah, he liked to use that arm as a weapon, could make that throw. Right now, it might be Brandon Belt now.
Yeah, he's got a good arm, throws well. And, you know, anything too is you watch his footwork as he sets himself up to the lead bag on plays like that or bunt plays. He's always thinking lead bag. It's half of it.
He was an old pitcher.
He was. He was drafted as a pitcher.
2 outs for Descalso. And he hits that one well to right field. Very well. Maxwell looking up, and it's gone. Well, the Bay Area native with a home run against his hometown team. It's 4-2 Colorado. And I did not see that one coming.
Well, it's not his first home run of the year. It's number 2. You don't see many location mistakes out over the middle for Petit, and that was one right at the belt. And in this ballpark, the right side of the field, live, and it just cost him. One more look, 2-seam fastball right at the belt. Descalso backspins it right out of here.
Well, now Hale stays in and hits. So no pinch hitter. Yeah, it's too bad because I think Petit was probably that 1 out away from getting through 6 and just finishing his night.
You're right. This will be the last hitter he faces. No matter what.
Yeah, and really Petit has done a really good job, all things considered. But that one mistake, he's going to be thinking about that one. On the ground to Crawford. So that's it for Petit and the Rockies in the 6th. Kipe will come back over and join you, Mike, here on the TV side. 4-2 Colorado.
Hits, no errors. Petit, just one pitch he wished he could have back. Was pretty solid through 6. And David Hale has been as solid. Brandon Crawford 1 for 3, a double. He scored a run. Descalso with a big swing of the bat, the 2-run homer that has given these Rockies the lead. And that is our Toyota game summary, brought to you by your local Toyota dealer. So we go to the top of the 7th inning. It is 4-2 Rockies. And Wayne Kuiper is going to join us here shortly. As you see Petit on the bench. David Hale getting all set up. He is going to pitch to Gregor Blanco. Giants need a leadoff hitter. Get on that sack. Blanco tonight 0 for 2. And a quick strike with the fastball for David Hale. So here again is Dwayne Kuiper.
Maybe. Blanco, little pop-up, and it's going to fall. And it all started with a little pop-up that fell.
It all started with a little doink. Rockies had Rafael Betancourt up in the bullpen. Now it's Brooks Brown, the right-hander. As Maxwell steps in, 1 for 2 on the night, a single in the 5th. Opposite field, nice at bat.
So Hill steps off. Once Descalzo's ball went over the fence, Hill stayed in the game. McGee to follow. Probably not going to see Blanco go anywhere at this point. And now we're going to get a visit.
Steve Foster, the pitching coach. And this is for one reason, is just to give Brooks Brown a chance to get loose. Hey, Friday, May 29th is the first Orange Friday happy hour of the year, presented by Lagunitas Brewing Company. Your special event package will include a ticket to the game when the Giants take on the Braves, access to the pregame happy hour featuring live music and entertainment by Mustache Harbor, and a complimentary Lagunitas beer or soft drink. So you want tickets, go to sfgiants.com/special events.
So here's Maxwell. Maxwell with a base hit in the 5th inning. And he fouls this one back and out of play. Maxwell taking a look at Roberto Kelly to see if anything is on. McGee to follow. Giants trail by 2. Both teams with 7 hits. The difference is one of the hits for the Rockies left the park with a man on. Blanco started to go and stumbled. It's 1 ball and 1 strike. Pretty good pitch to go on, too.
Pretty good breaking ball right there from David Hale. See the jump and kind of thought better of it after 2. Just kind of put a deke in the mind of McHenry, catcher for the Rockies. So now McHenry calls it off. They're going to try and go through the signs again. Game that was moving along fairly quickly has all of a sudden hit a snag here. And Brooks Brown, reliever in the Rockies pen, he's ready to go. Ooh, there was a lean there. Do not get picked off, down 2 runs. See this little, that was the lean. And he just does get back. It was close.
A ball and a strike to Justin Maxwell. .85 pitches for David Hall. Swing and a miss, 1-2.
Still got good crisp snap on that slider, especially when he keeps that thing down around the knees.
big gap. I mean, you could roll a truck between Paulson and LeMahieu. Got him.
Again, he goes back with a breaking ball. And he gets the strikeout. 2 strikeouts on the night for David Hale. And both of them have come at the expense of Justin Maxwell.
Here's McGee. McGee singled in the 5th. Bruce Bochy send out Hunter Pence to the on-deck circle. Hale ready. Swing ain't gonna miss. Do it again. 0-1.
Slider's nasty. I think his slider's better now than it was in the first couple of innings.
Well, you might now see Blanco go. Just stay out of the double play. He goes high and foul down the right field line and out of play.
Good unload time there from David Hale. He's quick. And it would almost look like a little bit of a quick pitch. I mean, it was debatable as to whether or not David Hale actually came to a stop with his hands before he came home.
Oh, and 2 to McGee. One and 2. This is what Mike's talking about.
Previous pitcher, watch how he quickly gets into his pitch. I mean, that's completely different rhythm than what he had had in any pitch prior to that one. That was much quicker. Troy Hawkins does a lot of that over here, and I think a lot of these younger guys watch that, have put it into their bag of tricks. Not a bad idea.
No. There's Affel getting loose. McGee started this at bat out 0-2. So he's got it to 2-2, and this is a count where it's not surprising when runners take off 2-2, and Blanco does. And there's a ball hit into right center field, but it's going to hang up. And it's going to be Blackman who makes the catch. 2 outs. And here's Hunter Pence. So here's Pence. Really unusual to see Pence as a pinch hitter. It's because he plays all the time.
Yeah, indeed.
Outside, 1-0.
Well, and because of that, I mean, it's got to be a different rhythm for him getting ready. That's what he has done in his career, 2 for 8. So this is just the 9th time he's ever been asked to do it.
And that hits the outside corner to even the count. Nori Aoki would hit if Pence extends the inning. One and 2.
2 times with 90-mile-an-hour fastballs on that outside corner. And now Hale has the advantage, 1-2.
2 balls, 2 strikes.
Ed Hickok's first base umpire says no swing.
Pence has had a chance to see some pitches now from David Hale. And he shoots it into right field, a base hit. Blanco racing around second. He'll get to third as the ball gets away, and Blanco is going to score. Unbelievable. It went through the entire Rockies infield.
Well, you never know when you're going to get a gift. And this is a gift. So really, who are you going to give the air to here? Nice 2-strike hitting. Again, another 2-out RBI. Zolls comes up, gets past everybody. Nobody's backing it up. And that has to be an error on Gonzalez. And if you're an outfielder and this happens to you, it's got to put a knot in your stomach.
Oh, Gonzalez is standing out there. He's fried. He's thinking, okay, you can't catch this. You can't catch this. Killing me. So Hale is going to depart. When it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your oil change tune-up and repair experts. We'll be back. And there's your new pitcher, Brooks Brown.
13th time that Brown has come into a ball game, and you're going to see some big league sinkers. He's got a heavy sinker. Big guy, 6'3", 205-pounder. Just a little short of a year at the big league level. 8 strikeouts against 5 walks, but we're talking mid-90s sink, hard slider and a changeup. Not an easy guy to hit the ball in the air with. He will put you on the ground.
Nice block by McHenry. It's 1 ball and no strikes.
So right out of bed, he throws him a slider. Now the movement of the ball from Brown is going to run hard away from Aoki. With his approach, you expect him to go to left field.
Aoki with the big hit to tie the game in the 5th. He's going to shoot this one foul.
Right field side. Take a look at Pence coming out of the box. Rounds the bag. Now all of a sudden sees the ball go through the infield, and he saw it late. It was Billy Hayes who pointed it out to him.
I think he twisted his ankle coming around the bag.
Yeah, it did. That little hitch going into second.
So Aoki steps out. dirt again. 2 balls and 1 strike. Joe Panik on deck. And the 2-1. Fouled out of play, 2-2.
94-mile-an-hour fastball.
Elevated a little bit.
So how do you hit a sinker baller? You look up. And that was an opportunity.
Into left center field. And there is Barnes to end the inning. Giants pick up a run. It's 4-3 Rockies.
#1 app for live baseball. At Bat is up to the bubble with in-game highlights, live look-ins, replay reviews, radio broadcast, statcast, and more. Go to MLB.com, At Bat for your smartphone or your tablet.
4-3 Rockies, but it's time for a change. Think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service.
New pitcher now.
Oil change, tune-up, and repair experts.
Sorry, partner. Kind of cut you off there. New pitcher now for the Giants will be Jeremy Affeldt. 21st time that he's come in. ERA has bloated up here in the last week and a half for Affeldt. When you face Affeldt, you're going to see a sinker, low 90s, big curveball, and a forkball. But he's having problems getting that sinker to sink.
Pence stays in the game. He's in right field. And it'll be Charlie Blackmon to lead things off. Blackmon against Petit, 1 for 3. LeMahieu to follow. And 1 ball and no strike.
Talk about hitters when they get in slumps. It seems like they're in an instant 0-2 count. Pitchers, when they get into a slump, they just don't get those corner pitches. That was a close pitch.
This is tapped foul. It's a ball and a strike to Charlie Blackmon.
The problem with Affeldt has been his front shoulder staying tucked. He's got a little fly in that front shoulder where he flies open and he drags his arm. And he's really been working with trying to keep that front side tucked a little bit longer so he can control the snap of his release point. Shorten your stride, get your hand over your front stride, which he did nicely there.
This one hit on the ground to Belt. It's a fair ball. Belt to Affeldt. 1 out.
Well, that will make him feel good, getting the ball hit on the ground. Well, right, I think initially hit in foul territory, bounces on the line. See Ed Hickox, the first base umpire, signaled it fair. And Affeldt, like he's been taught, covered first base.
Here's LeMahieu. 1 for 3. And a big curveball down low. Gonzalez in the on-deck circle. The pitch to LeMahieu is inside. It's 2 balls and no strikes. There's Cantos in the midst of the trees in the bullpen.
In the lonely pines.
3-0. Designed by Bob Gebhardt to make it look like you're actually pitching in the Rocky Mountains.
I think it's cool how it's grown in.
And that's a 4-pitch walk.
And that will not make him happy. Cantos right now is thinking of one guy, and it's Nolan Arenado, who's on deck.
Here's Gonzalez. Gonzalez is 1 for 2. Giants trail by a run here in the 7th. Trying to keep it at that deficit. 1. Up the middle. Crawford's only play will be at first, where they throw out Gonzalez. And LeMahieu is going to move into scoring position. And the hitter will be Arenado. They're going to walk Arenado. And now Walt Weiss has got some guys on the bench that he can use. He's got Tulowitzki, he's got Rosario.
It doesn't look like they're going to call Ben Paulson back. He knows that Paulson's been swinging the bat pretty well. And he knows that Affeldt has been struggling.
So Paulson's coming up. He's 0 for 2. He did walk in the 4th and eventually scored. So here's Paulson. Rocky runners at first and second. And a bouncing ball up the middle. Panic dives, he can't get it. And coming in to score is LeMahieu, and the Rockies get that run back. Panic missed that ball by a half a foot, and he may not have gotten the out, but he would have kept the ball on the infield.
Well, and that's what happens when you're in a little bit of a slump as a pitcher. Those ground balls you get, you work hard for it, they find a hole. And let's watch how close was Panic to getting this ball. As close as Kipe said. And frustration for Rafael.
When it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your oil change tune-up and repair experts. We'll be back. We'll kick off at about 1 o'clock. Pregame Live is going to start at 12:30. And you can see it right here on Comcast Sportsnet Bay Area. On the plane, headed to Milwaukee for 3, and all 3 of those games will be on Comcast Sportsnet Bay Area. 2 day games and a night game. Or, if you're watching at home, 2 morning games and an afternoon game. I guess we're talking mostly about people watching it at home.
Numbers for George Contos, 21st time he's come in, 1-0 with a 2.35 ERA. 15 strikeouts against 5 walks. Henry has singled twice up the middle, and that'll be his approach right now.
And a strike in the inside corner, 0-1. One to McHenry. On the ground towards the hole. Crawford on the backhand. And a quick throw to second, and that'll end the inning. He's good.
Wow.
Rockies had a run, 5-3.
Francisco Giants and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of San Francisco Baseball Associates, LLC.
Here it's a 5-3 lead. When it's time for a change, things speedy. Oil change in auto service, your oil change tune-up and repair experts.
New pitcher now for the Rockies will be the left-hander Boone Logan. 18th time that he has come in. 0-1 with a 5.52 ERA. But look at the strikeouts, 20 in 14 2/3. Got a low 90s fastball and a hard slider. Going to come at you pretty much with 2 looks. Giving up 1 homer on the year, and that was to Matt Duffy. So that's a good thing.
That is. Here's Panic. Panic takes high. Panic 1 for 3. Buster Posey to follow. And he spins one up there for a called strike.
That is the slider. That's a good one. Logan, 30 years old, 6'5", 215-pounder.
Panic off the end of the bat, under the legs of Buster Posey, and is shot right into the opening in the Giants dugout, and then I think it went right down the tunnel.
Trying to get home. Front door slider, and Joe Panic quits on it. And let's take a look. They set the outside corner and think that's a gift right there. And that cost Panic an at bat.
Here's Buster Posey. Takes a strike. Belt to follow. Posey fouls it back. He had a good rip.
Previous 2 games in this series, all the fireworks happened in the last 3 innings of the game.
Ah, good point. I see where you're going with that. It's 1 and 2.
Well, it is Coors Field.
Sharply on the ground, Descalzo has it. 2 outs, and here's Belt. Belt is 0 for 3. Pitch, swing and a miss by Belt, and it's 0-1. Both teams with 8 hits.
I think he's up there looking for that slider too.
One ball and 1 strike, and now you try to get on for the next guy, and that would be Brandon Crawford.
tell you one thing about Boone Logan. He's got that slider going right now, and he's really locating it well. And even when he misses location, it's not a bad pitch. It's quick. Logan, an 8-year veteran.
Two and two to Belt.
Except for that pitch right there.
Look out.
Ooh.
Teaser, 3-2.
Oh, head high teaser. And that'll intensify the at bat.
And now you start thinking about that breaking ball blowing away, and you go, well, what if he throws that one again?
You walk right into it. I mean, you got to be diving out there thinking the outside corner breaking ball, and whoop, chin music. Putting that down is a great at bat.
Here's Crawford. Crawford's been known to do some damage against lefties.
He's been also known to do some damage with 2 outs, which has kind of been the theme for this entire series for the Giants.
Well, he hasn't hit a home run in a while.
Do we have a man down in long distance?
Swing and a miss. The ball's in 1 strike. Blanco on deck, Belt aboard with 2 outs here in the 8th. Hit on the ground to LeMahieu, and that'll end the inning. Bottom of the 8th coming up. Rockies by 2. Live highlights, reaction, and analysis. It's all coming up right after the game. 5-3 Colorado. This game started. First pitch was 9:07 at 52 degrees. We had a 58-minute delay to the start of this game. Here's Barnes. And Barnes takes a strike, and it's 0-1. Descalzo to follow. Hit into the gap. And it's going to fall. So Barnes is aboard with a leadoff single. So here's Descalzo.
And he is really the guy who's had the big swing of the bat, a 2-run homer back in the 6th. It broke a 2-2 tie. Giants have not been able to recover yet.
Descalzo bunts this one. And Buster Posey will throw him out. So that'll go 2-3 on the sacrifice bunt.
Anticlimactic when they walk him. I would imagine it'd be a 4-finger.
So here's Tulowitzki.
Contos is having a pretty good slider tonight. And good command. Just Bochy can let it have at him. Pitch him carefully here. Don't give him anything to beat you with. Shouldn't be anything right down the middle of the strike zone.
He keeps it close. 1 ball and no strikes.
Maybe a couple balls down the dirt, get to a 2-0 count, then the intentional walk. I mean, Cantus has excellent command, and he certainly knows the situation. Tulowitzki will chase, especially with men in scoring position. Gets a little greed behind him, trying to get that RBI.
Swing and a miss by Tulowitzki.
So down in the dirt by design. And he does indeed get Tulowitzki to chase after it.
One and 1 to Tulowitzki. Hitting at 277. 1 and 2.
Perfect sliders. So Bochy taking advantage of a guy who's got a good pitch working. And really he's showing Cantos confidence in how to handle a situation, and he's responding. Should not be a strike in the strike zone.
So it's 1 and 2 to Tulowitzki. Got him.
Sneak attack, perfect placement with a fastball, and then what we've seen is a pretty generous strike zone tonight from Paul Nauert. Tulowitzki sent packing. You cannot pitch him any better than that. That is a total pitcher strike right there. Did it go across the strike zone? Well, it went across Paul Nauert's strike zone. Are you upset if you're Tulowitzki? Yeah. I mean, you probably have the right to be. But what a great job from Cantos.
So here's Blackman, who's 1 for 4. Pitch strike, and it's 0-1.
John Axford, the closer for the Rockies, heating up.
Nope.
That's a balk.
No, he's not. He's calling him back.
His coach is about ready to lose his mind.
Yeah, he is.
Well, George Contos was holding that ball a long time. Blackman got tired of it. And I didn't hear a timeout call from now. I guess he responded to it. You don't see much of a reaction from Posey because he heard the timeout call from Mallard.
It's going to be out of play. It's 0-2. Yeah, I guess just because you don't see the umpire raise his arms doesn't mean that he didn't call timeout.
He probably called it before he started waving the arms. But it looked like a start-stop from Contos' perspective, and that would have indeed have been a balk.
So it's 0-2 to Blackman. Line drive, Crawford's got it, side retired. Ninth inning coming up. Giants need 2 to tie and 3 to take the lead. It's 5-3 Rockies.
Big swing of the bat in this game was a 2-run shot off the bat of Daniel Descalso, his second home run of the year. And what has been a 3 RBI night for Descalso, he qualifies as our player of the game, brought to you by Honda.
So there you see John Axford.
Take a look at the numbers for Axford in his 11th game. 5 for 5 in save opportunities. Hard thrower with a straight down breaking ball. 7 strikeouts in 9 innings. Just 1.00 ERA.
And he's facing Gregor Blanco.
Think about it. Axford waited around a long time. He's been here probably since 10 o'clock. And he's finally getting a chance to have a save.
So here's Blanco. And Blanco on the ground and a base hit. And that's how the 9th inning gets started, with Angel Pagan coming up.
Think about Axford. I mean, he's got good velocity on his fastball. You'll see mid to high 90s with it, but it's pretty straight. Right over the top release. If he gets you into a 2-strike hole, I mean, he's got 3 ways he can strike you out, and they're all swing and miss pitches.
So here's Pagan. Blanco goes, and an off-speed pitch is high. That'll be a stolen base for Blanco.
That's a breaking ball. Axford thought he had a strike with. 3 pitches he has is the fastball that goes mid to high with the 90s, a curveball and a slider. So here's the first pitch breaking ball, just a wee bit high.
So Pagan ahead in the count, 1 ball and no strikes here in the 9th. High fly ball center field in the park for Blackmon. He's going to make the catch. Blanco's tagging, and he's out. Unbelievable. Unbelievable.
Well, the guy that's tied for the league's lead in assists just comes up with another one. And what is unforgivable and what is unbelievable is that Blanco did not slide. A 1-hop strike, and all Arenado has to do is catch the ball because Blanco walks right into it. Roberto Kelly pointing on the bag, slide. And whether it was late, I don't know. But Blanco did not get the message. Wow.
So here's McGee.
A bad mistake.
McGee facing his former teammate with the Brewers. Now at the plate with 2 outs and nobody on. And he takes low, 1 ball and no strikes.
During this 8-game win streak, the Giants have not made many mental errors, and that was one that was made.
The pitch to McGee. Bouncing ball up the middle. Descalso kicks it. So the Giants are going to have the tying run coming up to the plate. And it's going to be Hunter Pence. And although the matchup, if you look at the history between these two, isn't very good for Pence. Pence is 1 for 11. This gentleman can park one at any time. So an error on Descalso. Pence is a pinch hitter, singled in the 7th. Swing and a miss. No balls and 1 strike.
That's a good slider. Can't throw it any better. And Pence cannot lay off.
Axford to Pence. Swinging a bouncing ball to Descalso. This should do it. And that's the ball game. So the Giants after winning the first 2 games in this series, dropped this one. They snapped their 8-game winning streak, and now they'll try to go for a win tomorrow where they can win the series. But disappointing loss